Salve Bodybuilders, eu sou o Gabriel Souza.
Eu sou o Bruno Borges.
E nós somos a Brasil Bodybuilding News.
Rafael Brandão, próxima pergunta para Jay Cutler.
Okay, I have a good question. Hey Jay, how do you see the future of open class? Because if you come back to 2018, we had Sharuden, and he wasn't the biggest guy on stage, but he was the pellet guy and most aesthetic guys on stage. And then 2019, we had Brandon Curry. He wasn't the most conditional guy on stage, but he won. And then 2020, we had Big Ramy, like totally freak guy. And how do you see the future of open class, like 5, 6 years, you know? I'll be there.
Rafa perguntou que como que você vê o futuro do bodybuilding? Porque teve uma mudança significante no julgamento. Você vê começando com o Sharuden, que não era o maior cara, mas o mais definido e estético que ganhou. Depois tem o Brandon Curry, também, que não era um cara grande, mas um cara estético que ganhou. E agora você tem uma mudança muito grande com o Mass Monster ganhando com o Big Ramy. E o Rafael, lógico, falou, eu vou ser parte disso, nós brasileiros temos certeza absoluta que isso vai acontecer, mas como que o Jay Cutler vê o futuro do bodybuilding? How do you see the future of bodybuilding, Jay?
Well, I'm gonna put that in Rafa's hands. Listen, we've been through our eras of aesthetics over mass monsters for years. It went from Dorian Yates to Ronnie Coleman to myself. And then you had a mix, you had Phil Heath, who was aesthetic and turned into more, mass and aesthetics, and Dexter Jackson, who's been there. And, we mentioned the Rodens and Brandon Curry's. And now we have, someone who's a crazy mass monster with Big Ramy, probably the biggest weight-wise, Mr. Olympia. But you know what? Anyone is beatable on that stage. If someone has the right balance and combination, remember, age does have a factor in our business. There's going to be a lot of young, hungry guys coming up, including Rafa. And you know what? The best guy is going to win. And I don't think there's a standard. I don't think this is the only type of body that's going to win. I think we're always going to have that opportunity. And I don't think a Mr. Olympia should automatically win every year based on what they looked like the year prior or 2 years prior. It should be judged on that day. And, last year, I believe Ramy was the best guy up there. But let's see how it folds out for 2021. Anyone can slip. I mean, I've lost on that stage and I've won it back. So you can't count out any of those top guys.
O Jay falou que, cara, não existe um padrão. Ele falou... Às vezes, tem épocas que os caras são maiores, às vezes tem época que os caras são mais definidos. Ele falou, eu ganhei 2 e aí eu tropecei, perdi 1. Ele falou que, na verdade, é o cara que apresenta o melhor físico naquele dia. Ele falou, eu acredito que o Big Ramy era o melhor atleta no ano passado. Ele falou, eu acredito que o Brandon era o melhor atleta em 2019, o Sean Roden era o melhor atleta em 2018, e ele falou, olha, cara, o fisiculturismo está na mão de caras como o Rafael Brandão, entendeu? Se o Rafael Brandão, por exemplo, entrar no melhor dele, mais condicionado, melhor shape, ele não precisa ser o maior para ganhar, entendeu? Então, ele acredita que não existe um padrão, é o fisiculturista que apresentar o melhor potencial.
Jay, eu acredito que se perguntarmos para todo mundo que está assistindo essa live quais são os seus 5 bodybuilders favoritos, ou os melhores, né, de todos os tempos, eu acredito que todo mundo ia incluir você nessa lista. Mas qual a sua lista? Quais são os 5 melhores atletas, na sua opinião?
Who are the top 5 bodybuilders of all times, according to Jay Cutler?
Ronnie Coleman, Arnold for sure, Lee Haney. I really like Kevin Levrone. He was one of my favorites. And the guy that got me started, Bob Paris. I don't know if a lot of you guys would recognize who that is, but that's the guy that I read his first book when I was 16 called Beyond Built. And that was, one of my idols.
Jay falou que os 5 atletas favoritos dele, Coleman, Arnold, Lee Haney, Kevin Levrone e Bob Paris. Ele falou que o primeiro livro que ele leu sobre fisiculturismo foi o livro do Bob Paris. Rafael Brandão, sua próxima pergunta para Jay Cutler.
Okay. Hey Jay, how was your feeling when you touched your first sandal? I know you had like some years to touch your first sandal. How many years you compete before you touch your first sandal?
Let me just translate that so the fans know, Rafael. So, o Rafael perguntou agora qual que é o sentimento do Jay Cutler antes dele ter ganho o primeiro Olympia dele, né? E quantos anos ele competiu antes dele ter ganho a primeira vez?
Well, physically, I never touched it until I held it for the first time I won it. But, obviously, I was second to last in my first Olympia. Then I was 8th, and then I was a whole lot of seconds before I won the big one. So it was a lifelong dream from 18 to actually from 12 years old until I was 33 before I won my first title.
Yeah, it's a big journey. And in this journey, sometimes you think like, oh no, it's not for me. Oh, every day when you wake up, it was like, this is my my job, this is my life. I wake up for this every fucking day,
Yes. In the beginning, when I wasn't placing well at the Olympia, my first, I questioned if I was good enough, but it was only 2 years before I was placing second, and I thought I would win a lot sooner. And I loved what I did. I loved the challenges. I loved competing against Ronnie and the other guys. And I learned to love winning, which is the most important thing.
Ele falou que teve momentos que, quando ele estava competindo, que ele questionou se realmente ele era bom, entendeu? Especialmente no primeiro Olympia, quando ele ficou quase em último lugar. Mas ele falou, cara, eu amava fisiculturismo, eu continuei, e as batalhas com o Ronnie foram históricas e épicas, e eu não me arrependo de nada, valeu a pena ter continuado.